Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying your day today. Today we're going to just talk about some word problems revolving around cylinders and the volume of them, and how you can come up with different real-world scenarios for when you would use it. So, of course, this has always been a question that you've had to deal with in your lives when you go to the fridge to get a jar of salsa and you want to know how much salsa is missing from the jar. We've all had that problem, I'm sure. And what could we do? How could we find how much salsa is missing from this jar? Well, if we look at it, this jar looks like a cylinder. They give me some dimensions here, and I'm trying to find out what the volume of this space is here. That's how much is missing. It's this space here. Now, there's two ways I can go about it. There's a long way and a short way. The long way would be to find the volume of the entire jar, and then find the volume of what's left here, subtract the two, and then you have this. The other way we can do it is we can say, well, let's pretend that the cylinder was just cut off right here. Let's just say the cylinder we're looking for is this part. So what would the height of that part be? Well, if the whole thing is 10, and then the part that there's salsa in is 4, well, how much would there be here? I guess we'll start here, no salsa in the jar, in the lid. So how much would be here? That would be 6 centimeters. And so if we're trying to find the volume of this area, of course the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times the height. So it would be pi times 5 squared, because 5 is the radius, as you can tell on top of the lid. And the height we're looking for is 6. So that would be 25 times 6, which is 150 pi. So if we're writing our answer in terms of pi, we'd write 150 pi centimeters cubed of salsa, but usually we don't write that, so I'm going to use the pi button on my calculator, and I'll round to the nearest tenth, and I'll get 471.2. So 471.2 cubic centimeters of salsa is missing. So a similar problem you might get, just something where you have to find the difference between two things and take that amount. So in this case, you can find a smaller amount, but there's some problems where you have to find the volume of the entire thing and then subtract some volume, and then you'll find out what your answer is. So if you look at this one, it says about how many gallons of water does the water cooler bottle contain? It says 1 cubic foot equals about 7.5 gallons. So let's take a look at the water cooler. Well, it looks like where the water is being stored, it looks like a cylinder. It's an approximation, and that's why they're approximating everything here. This isn't an exact science, but first we need to find out, well, what is the volume of this? So they're giving me the distance from here to here, that's 1 foot, and then they're giving me the distance from here to here, that's 1.7 feet. Well, the volume would be pi r squared h. So we have pi. Our radius is a half, because it would be half of 1. 1 is the diameter, the radius would be a half, and the height would be 1.7. So if I do 1/2 squared, I would get 1/4, or 0.25, and 0.25 times 1.7 times pi would give me 0.425 pi. Multiply by the pi button on the calculator, and I'd get 1.34 cubic feet. So we will use this information, the 1.34 cubic feet, and then they give us this information. It says that 1 cubic foot is about 7.5 gallons. So the way we're going to convert this is they're telling us that 1 cubic feet here, right, has 7.5 gallons. And I have 1.34 cubic feet. Now the reason I set this up like this is because I want to cross out the feet cubed. So that's why I know this is how it's going to line up, because I want my units to cross out. So I want my feet cubed to cross out, so then I'll be left with gallons. So I do 1.34 times 7.5, and I get 10.05, so about 10 gallons, so that would be my answer right here. Alright, so that's just a couple word problems. So in this one you had to find out the volume and then convert cubic feet into gallons and see what that was. So, try these out. There's going to be a couple problems on the big ideas for you to do, and if you have any questions, please make sure you reach out. Alright guys, have a great day.